Hi guys, welcome back. This is another session of testing your knowledge on the Hatfield McCoy Museum. You can go to fredmccoy.com to check us out there, or you can come and visit us in Liberty, Kentucky. Okay, the next question is, what was the name of Rosanna and Johnson's baby?
What was the name of Rosanna and Johnson's baby?
We're going to give you a little bit of time.
This will be number 3, testing your
Knowledge. Yes. Sorry,
okay.
I forgot to
No,
tell
it's
them
okay.
what one it was.
I didn't do number 2, but I didn't say it out loud. But you'll have it titled number 2.
Yeah.
And this will be titled number 3.
Yeah.
And what was the name of Johnson and Rosanna's baby? You can pause it if you need to discuss it. Otherwise, Sheila.
Sarah Elizabeth.
Sarah Elizabeth. Sarah after Rosanna's mother.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth after Uriah's wife, Elizabeth, which was called Aunt Betty.
Right.
And that's where Rosanna.
She went to stay to have the baby in Stringtown.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And in fact, Uriah and Aunt Betty was my great-great-grandparents.
Yeah.
All right. Next one.
Okay, next question. What were the children back then spanked with?
What were the children back then? Of course, everybody's always had switches, but there was another item that some parents spanked their children with back in the 1800s, in the old days. Can you think of what that might have been that the children got spanked with? You can pause it here if you need to. Other than that, Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Okay. Cow tails.
Cows' tails.
Yeah.
Sometimes cows would lose their tails or
Yeah.
break off or get hung up in fences, whatever. And they would save that cow's tail.
Yeah.
And that's what they would whip the kids with. All righty.
I think they'd use a switch. There's plenty of them around.
Well.
But, I mean, you use what's handy, I guess. Okay, next question. This is going to be an easy one, guys. Who is known as a deserter?
Who was known as a deserter?
Yep.
Well, there were several of them back then, but who was the one that we, or I, emphasize quite a bit? Who's the one that's always been made out to be a hero and was actually a zero? And you can pause it if you need to here, but Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Okay, Devil Anse Hatfield.
Anse Hatfield. Okay.
Okay, this one, some of you might know, some of you may not. Who was considered the most beautiful girl in Pike County?
At one time, who was considered one of the most beautiful girls in Pike County? Now, some of these questions here come from other books, like Sam McCoy, the Memoirs of Sam, or the letter that Margaret McCoy wrote, and so forth like that. Martha McCoy.
Martha.
Yeah, Martha, I'm sorry. And so some of these questions may not be common questions, but we wanted to throw some curves in there.
Yeah.
So what was that question now?
Who was known as one of the most beautiful women or girls in Pike County?
See how I lose my train of thought? Who was known?
So
okay,
good.
You can pause your TV if you need to. Other than that, Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Here you go. Rosanna McCoy.
Rosanna McCoy. Next question.
She was beautiful. Okay, the next question is...
Oh, God, I'm sitting here shaking my leg, and that camera's going side to side. They're watching their TV thinking, I'll try to hold it still.
It's all good. No worries. The next question is, which is another easy one, guys. What kind of business did Devil Anse have?
What was Devil Anse's business that he's been known for throughout the years that's been controversial as far as him having it? And some people says him and Randall both had one.
Yeah.
And
it was said he was very prosperous.
Randall McCoy was never in that type of business.
No.
There was never a lawsuit dealing with that type of business between Randall and Devil Anse. In fact, there was never a lawsuit between Devil Anse and Randall McCoy, period. Never over anything. You can pause it if you need to. Sheila's going to give you the answer. What kind of business was Devil Anse into?
Timber.
In the later years after the Civil War, he got into the timber business, became quite prosperous from it, mainly because he would steal the timber. He would timber other people's property. By the time they figured out their trees were gone, it was too late. Like that old saying, sometimes it's better to ask forgiveness than permission. That may have come from Devil Ants. Next question.
Well, I don't know about that one. What was stolen from Randall McCoy?
What was stolen from Randall McCoy?
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. That should be an easy one. A lot of people want to blame this on starting the feud. Of course, the West Virginia Hatfields, they don't want it advertised that Devil Ants deserted and in the heat of battle and ran. And so they always like to use the thing about the pig. They want to act like the pig started the feud. And the pig did not. The feud was actually started over... what's wrong?
Go ahead. Gotta give them a chance to answer it.
Okay, let them answer it. Okay, now you can pause your TV or Sheila's going to give you the answer.
The answer is a pig.
I'm sorry. I seen you start laughing. Sheila, my mind just goes on.
It's okay. Well, they'll catch it out now that we let the cat out of the bag.
I seen you start grinning. I'm thinking, what, did I say something? Well, I guess I did.
Yeah,
all
but
right.
that's okay. There's you one.
For all
Easy.
you that was in my level of grade school, that you can relate. I gave you one of the answers now.
That's all good.
All right, next one.
Who stole the pig?
Who stole Randall McCoy's pig? Take your time. You can pause it if you need to. I'll shut up, and then Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Who stole the pig?
Yeah.
Shoot, I drew a blank.
Hog stealing Floyd.
Yes, I drew a
now,
blank.
you know how I feel.
Sorry, guys. My mind just...
No, the camera's on you, and all of a sudden it just, I don't know, it does something to you.
I know that, but it just shut down.
Hog stealing Floyd Hatfield.
Yeah.
He became known as Hog stealing Floyd, and he was a Hatfield. He was from West Virginia. In fact, Sheila and I went to his, we went there many years ago, but we went there a while back to show you the gravestones of him.
Yeah.
And, which is buried over in West Virginia. Next one.
Okay, the next question is, how many Hatfields and McCoys were on the jury during the pig trial?
Another pig question. How many Hatfields and how many McCoys made up the jury that Preacher Ants Hatfield was presiding over? Now, Preacher Ants Hatfield was my great-great-grandfather.
Right.
He was the Justice of the Peace during this time, and he picked a jury, and how many Hatfields and how many McCoys was on the jury. You can pause it if you need to, but Sheila's going to give you the answer.
6 Hatfields and 6 McCoys.
6 Hatfields and 6 McCoys. Now, why did Preacher Ants do this? Well, because of his first title there, preacher. He was an ordained minister. He liked keeping the peace between everybody. And he felt that if he got 6 Hatfields and 6 McCoys on the jury, that each family member would vote their family name, and it would be a hung jury, which would eliminate him from making any kind of decision. It was solely up to the jury, and Randall McCoy or anybody could blame the jury if it was a hung jury. Well, he didn't count on Selkirk McCoy working, jumping ship. And Selkirk actually lived in West Virginia and was actually worked for Devil Ants Hatfield. Yeah. So how they swung him on the jury in the first place, we don't know, but he was actually the son of Asa McCoy, not Asa Harmon McCoy, and not my great-grandfather Asa. This Asa McCoy was the brother to Uriah McCoy and Sarah McCoy, and he lived over in West Virginia. He was actually friends with Devil Ants Hatfield. Yeah. Next question.
Okay, the next question is, who went against Randall during the trial?
This is the last question of this segment. This number 3, and Sheila's question was, who was the person on the jury that voted, was the deciding vote?
Yeah.
And I think I just screwed that one up by sitting here talking about it.
Well,
but
that's okay.
Who was the person that was the deciding vote? And the answer is?
Selkirk.
Selkirk, McCoy.
Yeah.
That's going to conclude this one. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.